On the docket for today's San Francisco 49ers report, I'm Chase Sr. Hope everybody out there is having a fantastic weekend. Some bold Niners predictions, all too early predictions for the 2024 season. We're going to forecast what will happen and transpire this upcoming year. First, we're having a great June sub-battle between two rival teams in the NFL and two rival channels here at Chat Sports. The Raiders report, since June 1, has picked up 220 new subscribers. The 49ers report, 160. So we're 60 behind the Raiders report right now, but we can change that with this video alone. Hit that sub button. Let's get the dub. And at the end of the day, you're a winner because you get Niners content from yours truly every single day right here on the San Francisco 49ers report. As far as my Niners bold predictions go, let's take a look back at my track record from last year. We did well with this particular segment. I predicted last summer that Trey Lance would get traded. Everybody told me that he was not going to get traded. He got dealt to the Dallas Cowboys. And what's crazy, Trey Lance is going to cost the Niners more this year than Brock Purdy. Prediction number 2 was that Brandon Ayuk would have 1,300-plus receiving yards and lead the Niners in receiving. That happened. And then I also said that Christian McCaffrey would have 2,000 all-purpose yards. He did, and finished top 5 in MVP voting. He finished top 5 in MVP voting. He was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. So I'm feeling pretty good about what I have cooking up for 2024. Let's get it underway. We're going to go team first, defense, and then offense. Continue to hang out here with us. The 49ers over-under from the odds makers going into 2024 is 11.5 games. The past 2 years, last year they won 12, year before that they won 13. I think San Francisco will win more than 11.5 games. So give me the over of that 11.5 number. I think it's 12 or more. Great coaching staff. You get back to your roots defensively, an elite roster of players on both sides of the football. My concern, the rest disadvantage, the injuries, considering how much the 49ers have played over the last few years, making it to 3 straight NFC Championship games, 4 in the last 5 years, and 2 Super Bowls during that stretch. But if the Niners can stay upright and healthy and avoid the injury bug, because in 2020, after they made it to the Super Bowl, it was a disaster, San Francisco will win more than 11.5 games. Nick Bosa will have at least 15 sacks in 2024. He rebounds and returns to the form of when he won Defensive Player of the Year. Last 3 years for Bosa, 15.5 sacks in 2021, 18.5 in 2022, 10.5 in 2023. So I think Bosa goes back to that elite level sack production. He has at least 15, and he starts off with the bang in the first month with several. Leonard Floyd, he will record his 5th straight year of 9+ sacks. His last 4 years, 10.5, 9.5, 9, and 10.5. So there's been a model of consistency for a player who was drafted high out of Georgia by the Chicago Bears, looked to be a bust, but has really found himself later in his career. And him playing opposite of Nick Bosa is going to help him, and it's going to help Nick Bosa. That's why I think those sack totals are going to go up for both of those players. Yetur Gross-Matos, who the Niners signed in free agency, will have a career year. He has never surpassed 4.5 sacks. But in perfecting and playing that Arden Key role in which he can play edge and defensive tackle with that size and an 80+ inch wingspan and the development led by Chris Kocurek, I think Yetur Gross-Matos has over 4.5 sacks. Javon Hargrave last year had 7 sacks. A little bit of a disappointment after signing that 4-year, $84 million contract. He only has 1 year of double-digit sack production in his career. It was 11 back in 2022. He used that to parlay that into a huge deal with the Niners. Javon Hargrave comes into the season in better shape, lives up to that contract, and has at least 10 sacks. Fred Warner has been a model of consistency for this Niners team. He, this year, will continue to stay healthy. He's missed 1 game in 6 years and has 100+ tackles for the 7th straight year. This will be his 7th year in the NFL. To do that every single season, that is crazy consistent. Deommodore Lenoir, can play inside, outside. He's emerged as one of the top slot nickel corners in the NFL. This year, he might have to play outside, regardless of where he plays. I think Deommodore Lenoir breaks out nationally, and he makes it to his first Pro Bowl. Ji'Ayir Brown, speaking of breakout candidates, I really liked what I saw from Ji'Ayir Brown as a rookie. Has a good temperature for the game, good feel for the game, really good instincts. I think he has a breakout year and emerges as a very good safety for this football team now and for the foreseeable future. D. Winters is the player who Fred Warner said had the best training camp among any player on this Niners roster. I know that San Francisco signed Devondre Campbell, but I think that D. Winters, a young player with a lot of ability and potential, ends up getting rotation snaps at linebacker, and he plays a role for this Niners defense in 2024. So those are team predictions and defensive predictions. Coming up next, offensive predictions. But first, it's your turn. What is your lone bold prediction for the Niners this year? My prediction is that a lot of people are going to buy this t-shirt combo. Why? Because you can get 2 shirts for just $45. All you have to do, thanks to our friends at Fanatics, is use that link down below, chatsports.com/49combo. You get the scarlet red shirt, the black shirt, you rep your Niners, you look good, you feel good, chatsports.com/49combo. To the offensive side of the pill, Brock Purdy was top 5 in MVP voting last year. Some people think that he is going to regress. I don't think that Brock Purdy regresses. I think once again, he has a really good season because I think Brock Purdy is a legitimate quarterback in this league. So he once again is top 5 in MVP voting. And then Purdy also throws for 35-plus touchdowns this year. He threw for 31 in 2023. So he beats that number from last year in his second full season as a starter. Some think a regression will happen. Nope. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk. All of them last year had more than 1,000 all-purpose yards. It's one of the only times in the history of the NFL that a team had a running back, 2 receivers, and a tight end all surpass 1,000 all-purpose yards. I think it happens again in 2024. Brandon Ayuk, his previous career high for touchdown catches, 8 during the 2022 season. Last year, he was a second-team All-Pro. I think he signs a contract extension, and I think that he has double-digit touchdown receptions this year. Give me 10 for Brandon Ayuk. You pay him, you better utilize him a little bit more, and he can be utilized more in this offense with lesser carries to Christian McCaffrey, which I think is what you have to calculate because you sign him to an extension, CMC. He's under contract through 2027. Preserve him. Deebo Samuel, only once in his career does he have 1,000 receiving yards. That's when he was an All-Pro back during the 2021 season. I think that Deebo, has 1,000 receiving yards in a prove-it year, rocking the number 1. He's slimmed down. He's in better shape. I think that results in him staying healthy and being highly productive. As a rookie, Niners wide receiver Ricky Pearsall has 500-plus receiving yards and 5-plus touchdowns. He lives in the middle area of the field. That's where Brock Purdy is so surgical. And I think that he's going to become a security blanket for Brock Purdy. And he's going to have ample opportunities if he gets snaps because of all of the other weapons on this team. And I think that Pearsall has a role in this Niners offense in his first year in the NFL. Elijah Mitchell does not make the 53-man roster. Injury history is troublesome. Jordan Mason last week was getting RB1 snaps during mandatory minicamp. Isaac Guerendo, I love the size and the speed and the power. And then Cody Schrader, really good UDFA. Patrick Taylor, he has some ability, and because of that, the Niners have depth at the running back spot. McCaffrey is obviously the best RB in the game, and Elijah Mitchell doesn't make the 53. Last year, the 49ers averaged just under 30 points per game, 29. Best overall offense in the NFL. This year, the Niners averaged 30-plus points per game on the offensive side of the football. And then lastly, San Francisco has been on their quest for 6. They have not won a Super Bowl since the 1994 season. The Super Bowl drought comes to an end. The 49ers raised their 6th Lombardi trophy in February in New Orleans, and Bourbon Street is going to be littered with scarlet, red, and gold. Not only did the 49ers win the Super Bowl, they beat former defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans and the Houston Texans in the Super Bowl in February. So those are my bold predictions for the Niners in 2024. If you enjoyed today's show, you want more content like this, give me a real one down in the comments section. And as always, thank you so much for your support.